Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Sunday, February 20th. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're new here, I'd like to say welcome and let you know that this channel is about knitting and crochet and yarn. And if you're returning, I'd like to say welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. So today I have finished objects and works in progress to share with you. I have 4 finished objects, but 3 of them are very small, and one of those, all I had to do was sew up the ends. That's all I had left to do, but I'm going to show it to you any rate. And then I have 6 works in progress that I worked on this week. So let's just get started. So the first finished object I'll share with you was a works in progress last week, and it is a knitted hat. And here it is, finished, completed. I'm very happy with how it came out. If you watched last week, you know that I was having trouble with the pattern and the decreases, but I worked them out as best I could, and I'm happy with how it came out. I just got to a certain point though, and I just cinched the top of it. I think it told you in the pattern to have so many stitches on the needles, and it's at a certain point I said, I think this is big enough, I'm done. I'm very happy with how it came out. I do like this pattern quite a lot. And I like this yarn. It's very soft. It's kind of hard to work with. Well, you know, like the frog or whatever. But the end result, it was worth it because I really do love this yarn, and it came out soft and it's not too heavy. It's like lightweight. It looks like it's might be super thick, but it isn't. It's just, I just really love how it came out. So the yarn I used is, here's what I have left. And this is the Loops and Threads Cozy Wool Tweed. Here's the label. And as you can see, I made this hat. It's a free pattern. I guess if you buy the yarn, it's a free pattern. It's on the back of the label. Like I said before, the decreases were very confusing to me. Someone had suggested in the comments, I can't remember who it was, someone had said you should have just carried on and cinched it up, and that's what I should have done. And that's kind of what I did. Like I said, I decreased, and then I just got to a certain point where I was like, you know, because they only give you 4 rows of decreases, but then they tell you you have to, till 10 stitches remain on each needle. So I didn't even get to there because I was still on, you know, on the circular needle. I didn't switch to DPNs or magic loop or anything. And I just said, you know, I didn't want to keep on working, trying to figure out the decreases. So I just cinched it up, and I think it came out fine. So the yarn is, it's a number 3 lightweight. It's 66% polyester, 30% acrylic, 4% wool. It is in the colorway Blush, and it's 418 yards for 150 grams. And I have this much. I have a lot left. I really do. I love this yarn. Hopefully, you know, it's on clearance now. It does say that it's limited time only, but maybe next year they'll come out with this yarn, but different colors. I hope so, because I really do like it. And the needles that I used a 16-inch circular needle on, or a 5mm 16-inch circular needle. And I used the Mindful collection by Knitter's Pride. And the actual needles are in a works in progress, which I'll show you in a minute. So that is my, like, for real finished object. And then I worked on some just little things. I literally took like a couple of minutes. But I made some little scrunchies. The first one I made is this one. Just messing around. I wanted to do this with this yarn, and so I did. So I made this. I should have kind of made it more of a wavier, probably added more stitches so it was like wavier, but it's okay. It'll still look cute. in somebody's hair, my granddaughter's hair, quite possibly if she'll let us. So this yarn that I used for this, if you watched my podcast a few weeks back, I made a hat with this yarn. And this is the leftovers. I still have a bunch of it, or not a bunch of it left, but enough to make a few more scrunchies. And this is the, let's see. This is the, I got this from Joann's. This is a buttercream angel hair. There's the label. I think it's the same yarn, but I think it's a different, it's not buttercream, or it's not buttercream Luxe Craft anymore. It's called something different. I think it's the KC something or other. So you can still get this yarn. It's just got a different name. It's got the same colorway, though, which is called Blue Top Stripe. And this is 49% acrylic, 30% polyamide, 21% wool. It's a number 5 bulky, 100 yards for 100 grams. So I did that scrunchie. And then I did another scrunchie. This one, this is fun. All I did for this one, I just did half double crochets. And then I did another round of half double crochets. And this one, I just did 2 rounds of single crochets. Isn't that fun? That one's fun. And the yarn I used for that is this yarn. This is Hobby Lobby yarn. It is Yarn Bee Gilt Eyelash in the colorway Amethyst Pearl. It is 111 yards, 85 grams, 111 yards, 65% polyester, 35% metallic polyester. It's a number 5 bulky. And here's the label. And this also has a free pattern on the back. I guess for that scarf. Can you see it? So there's a free pattern on the back for that. Crochet pattern too. So I used that. And then the last finished object is a dishcloth. And all I had left was I had this pretty much all made. I had to finish like half a row and then just sew it together and put a little loop on it so I could hang it, or I don't know. I don't really know why, because I don't hang them. So this pattern is from, well, there's a lot of patterns for these type of, this is obviously crochet. This is sheepish. I think the video tutorial was sheepishly sharing. And it's, you know, one of those, the double layered pot holders. And so now I have 2. I have 2 of them now. And the yarn that I used for this is Knit Picks Dishy. Here's the label. And here's what I have left. So Dishy Multi worsted weight, 190 yards for 100 grams. This is 100% cotton. And the colorway is Pebble. And I used a 5mm crochet hook, I think. That's what I used to finish the last half of the row I had to do. And it seemed fine. I'm pretty sure that's what I think I used was 5mm. And so now I have 2 of them. And these pot holders, these cotton handmade pot holders, whether they're knitted or crocheted, and as long as they're like the double thickness, these are the best pot holders you will ever find. Any other pot holder in my opinion they sell in the store does not come close to how well these work. So that is all my finished objects. So now on to works in progress. Well, the first one is living in this bag. This is what I had my hat in that I just showed you. And now I have another knit hat in here as well. This bag is from a Stitchy Girl Studio on Etsy. Oh man. So the pattern for this, I'm just using on my phone. I didn't print it out. And it's like the CC Copycat beanie, something similar. I will link it below. And my daughter wanted this hat. She showed me a picture. She sent me a picture of a hat, and which I thought looked like that pattern. I remember a few years back it was very popular. So I thought, well, yeah, that's that pattern. And then I was at Michael's. If you saw my last yarn haul from Michael's, you know what I'm talking about. And I saw the yarn that matched the yarn perfectly in the picture she showed me. Like, I would bet anything that that was the yarn that was used. So, at any rate, let me get this the right way around. So this is what I have so far. I have the ribbing done. Make sure. And like 4 rows of pearls done. That's all I have so far. You know, this is a new works in progress as well. I just started this. I didn't need to start anything else, but she asked me for it. So, you know, when your daughter asks you for something, you do it. I do anyway. So this is it. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It uses a 1x1. So the only thing I did, it asked for a provisional cast on, and then it wanted you to fold the brim up and sew it. And I thought, oh no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. So I just did a 1x1 brim, and I used a twisted stitch on it. And I'm using 5mm knitting needles. So the yarn, here's the yarn. And this is a Michael's yarn. It's Loops and Threads, impeccable. 190 yards, 85 grams. It's a number 4 medium. This is made in India, and the color is charcoal tweed. 97% acrylic and 3% other fibers. And I think there's a pattern on the inside of this label as well for the scarf. I think so. It's very tiny. So that is that works in progress. The next one is another crochet. Well, this is crochet. That was knit, obviously. And this is Amigurumi. I'm making out of this book. I'm just doing the body, because you make the bear or elephant, or there's a dog, a deer, a bear, and an elephant you could make, and then you make various outfits. So I'm not sure which outfit I'll make. I want to make a bunch of the outfits. So, but I'm making the bear for right now, and this is what I have done so far. I have this much done. And I think last week I just had like up to here done, just the feet done. It looks okay. It looks good. I just feel like the feet are maybe not, you know, lining up perfectly. But this way, I think it looks fine. So, overall, I'm happy with it. I'm taking my time with it. So there's that. And the yarn that I'm using for this was Letitia's idea, and so I found some in my stash, and so I said, yes, I'm going to use this yarn for it instead of using, this is a DK weight yarn, and I was planning on just using my worsted weight yarn because I have a lot of it, And I'm actually enjoying doing this amigurumi with this DK yarn a lot, even a lot more than worsted weight. So I'm using the I Love This Yarn Sport Weight for this one here. This is called Brown, and it's 100% acrylic, a number 3 light, 71 grams for 230 yards. And yeah, it's called Brown. It's made in Turkey. Here's I have this much to go, or have this much left so far. And then the other one is this one. This is the, the body. It's supposed to be like a t-shirt. And this one is just called White. So there it is. And the crochet hook I'm using is a 3.25. Okay, so my next works in progress are some knitted socks. This is in my Tea Doddles bag. And last week I showed you I had this sock done. Well, minus the heel. I had this done. And I started the second sock. And this is how much I've got done on it. And it's a vanilla sock. It is, I cast on 64 stitches, a 2x2 rib for 15 rounds. I do about 90 to 100 rounds on the sock, like all of this, before I get to the toe and start decreasing. And then I just do just a regular toe with a Kitchener. And I use magic loop, and I knit them top down. And these are my high needles, my high sharps, 2.25, on a 32-inch cord. So that's how much I have done of this sock. And this is the yarn, what I have left. And it's Nomadic Yarns on the Trusty Sock base, and the colorway is Stupid Cupid. It is 462 yards for 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, and 25% nylon. So there's that. So there's that sock. I love the colors. It's obviously not done. Obviously, I didn't get it done in time for Thanksgiving, for Valentine's Day. I hope that's not, I will have it done before Thanksgiving. So there is that. And then I have another sock, knitted sock, to show you. And this is in this bag, my Hannah Lou Designs bag. And last time, I don't know, well, okay, this is where I was last time, but I have the whole sock minus the heel completed. So I guess this is where I was. And so I did that, and I finished the toe. I thought I had done more than that on this sock, but I guess not. And I haven't started the other one yet. So, yep, do all the same things that I did on the other sock. The only thing is, I think this part here, which is like the ankle part, I think is much shorter for whatever reason than the other sock. I don't know why. Maybe I just got tired of it, and I don't know why I did that, but I did. So I've got this sock done minus the heel. And everything's the same, and except I'm using, on these, I'm using Chow Goose 2.25 Chow Goose on a 40-inch cord. That's the only difference. Oh, the yarn. The yarn is, here's this. This is what I have left after the first sock. This is Knit Picks Felice yarn. Here's the label. This is the colorway Countess, 218 yards, 50 grams. So I have two 50-gram skeins. And when I do the other sock, I will start from this skein because I have it right where it should start. So it's the same as this, and so they'll match. So let's see. So they're 50-gram skeins, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So that is that sock. Then if you've been watching, you know I've been making some granny squares, and I've got a couple more done. Here they are. And I've got this project living in a bigger Tea Doddles bag. I made a bunch of granny squares, and these are the two that I finished this week. I finished these two, and the yarn I'm using is this yarn. It is yarn Bee Dazzling. It is, let's see, it is a number 4, 98% acrylic, 2% metallic polyester, 100 grams, 249 yards. And this colorway is Blush Jade. It changes, the colors change a lot. So you come out with all kinds of different squares. So I don't know how many I have now. All I know is I need to start, before I get too many, I need to start sewing in the ends. They all have 2 ends that have to be sewn in. And this granny square is a tutorial from My Secret Yarnery. And I am using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And so my last project is a knitting project. And it's living in another Cottontail Farms bag. I love this bag. And this is the Cabled Trellis Shawl by Stephen West. Here it is. That's where I was last time, so I've knit all of that. So there it is. So yeah, so that's a little bit of progress. It's got, you know, I work on a lot of things, so, and this is like, got like 300 stitches on it. I really am loving it. It's very squishy because it's a lot of garter stitch, and it's very easy, very straightforward pattern. And I'm looking forward to having it completed. I won't be able to wear it till the winter, but I really think I will keep this one for sure for myself. So there it is. I am using my Addy Rockets. This is what I have left, but I have 2 other. I have 2 others of these, so I should have plenty. This yarn here is Apothecary Fabrications 100% fine merino wool on the Delightful DK base. It's 100% fine merino wool, 115 grams, 260 yards. And it was at 250 yards. And there's no colorway on the label. So that's what I have left of that one. And then this one is the Lang Yarns Frida. Here is the label. This one is 100% merino extra fine superwash. Sorry about that. I had a phone call that I needed to take. So anyway, that's all I have to show you as far as finished objects and works in progress are concerned. I do have a little bit of acquisitions I'd like to share. I bought some crochet hooks. If you've noticed, I tend to favor the tulip hooks. I love this set of tulip hooks that I have. I love the little pouch that it comes in, everything. They're very similar to the clover hooks, which I do love as well. But there's something about these that I don't know what it is, that I just like a little bit more. And I've noticed other podcasters, and I've seen them on Amazon, that they have these hooks, but they're red. And I wanted to see if they were any different or what they were like. You know, I was curious about them. So I went on Amazon and I bought 2 crochet hooks. They're tulips, and they're red. And one is a 4.5 millimeter, and one is a 4 millimeter. And as far as I can tell, they're no different than these. Like the 4 millimeter and 4.5 millimeter, and this set is the same as this. They're pretty much the same. I haven't worked with these yet, but I was curious, so I went ahead and got them. And they have one with a pink handle that I want to get next to see, just to see what that one's like. It probably is the same as well, but I'm curious about that one as well. So yeah, I wanted to show you these. But that is actually all I have to show you this week. I don't know what's coming up for the rest of the week. I know that I will do my very best to podcast again next Sunday. I want to try to keep the Sunday schedule for as long as I can, or at least do this once a week. Like I said before, I think I said this in my last podcast, or maybe it was the yarn haul that I just did. But my schedule changes a lot, and sometimes I have to switch days. Hopefully, I won't have to anytime soon. So I hope you all, excuse me, have a wonderful week. And I hope that you all enjoyed your weekend, and I will see you soon. So until then, goodbye.